Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, viewers of all ages, I'd like to thank you all for stopping by and giving me your time. I am Erick Daniel Coughlin, and this is another episode of Just My Thoughts. So today, on this very lovely, beautiful Sunday morning, an hour away from kickoff, I thought that we would finish things up with the quarterback reports. That's right, I gave you guys all 18 quarterbacks of the NFC that has either been started or are starting and have to come in, step in, and do their part as the backup NBA relief. That's right, so I've given you the backup quarterbacks, and I've given you the starting quarterbacks of the NFC already. Now, today, this Sunday morning, I give you the quarterbacks of the AFC, starting with Joe Burrow, 978 yards, 7 touchdowns, 1 interception, 71% completion pass ratio, and 106 QBR, sacked 8 times. Beautiful, Joe Burrow. That's beautiful numbers. I wish you were over 1,000. I wish you were a 1,000-yard quarterback. Then you're not, but you're just knocking on the doors of it. So great job. I love the 7 touchdowns, the 1 interception. I love the completion ratio, 71%. I love all of it. Joe Burrow, you're the man. Lamar Jackson, 858 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, 67 completion ratio, 102 QBR, sacked 13 times. All in all, solid numbers, especially for a man who said fuck throwing the ball. This is a quarterback that does not want to throw and has thrown for nearly 900 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. You'd like the touchdowns to be up, but he's running for them. Let's be honest. He'd rather run the ball than throw the ball. He's been vivid about that. He's been vocal about that. He's said that in many of interviews moving forward. Good job, Lamar Jackson. Justin Fields, 830 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 71 completion pass ratio, 98 QBR, sacked 10 times. Now, to be fair to Justin, the league average is 10. I said that last episode. I'm saying that again. The NFL league average, every quarterback's getting sacked 10 times, so no big deal about that. The 830 yards, that's incredible because, first of all, it's in the first 4 games. That's right, I'm giving the report cards of the first 4 games. Every month gets a report card. So, you've done more for the Pittsburgh Steelers on 4 games than you did for the Chicago Bears in an entire season. So all in all, keep on your progression, and you're doing good. Fuck you. That's all I could say. Deshaun Watson, most disappointing quarterback in the NFL. What have you done? 727 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 62 completion ratio, 74 QBR, sacked 19 times. Deshaun Watson is the most sacked quarterback in the NFL, and it's not entirely on his offensive line. He's doing it to himself. Again, his job should be up for grabs. He should be, in my opinion, is the most overrated starting quarterback. I give rookies excuses for being a rookie. You're a 6-year veteran. I give no excuses for you. Deshaun Watson, you shouldn't be a starting quarterback in the NFL. Let's move forward. C.J. Stroud, 1,054 yards, hot ticket. 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, a 68 completion ratio. Nice. 98 QBR, sacked 13 times. So that's a lot of hits. Houston, you got to protect your man because this is the guy that can bring you to the show. I have to say that out of all second-year quarterbacks, C.J. Stroud is the most phenomenal. I'd have to say out of all rookie quarterbacks last year, C.J. Stroud was the most phenomenal. I'm going to go on and predict that next year he's going to be the best third-year quarterback in the NFL. Do you feel what I'm saying? He's definitely the best of his draft. He's already competing within the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL right now, and he's only a second-year player. Great job, C.J. Stroud. Great job, Houston Texans. Great job all the way around for that squad. Big things are happening for Houston. And it's all because of C.J. Stroud. Trevor Lawrence, what have you done? 729 yards. Simply not good enough. 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Simply not good enough. 53 completion ratio. It's freaking terrible. 79 QBR, sacked 12 times. There's no excuses. Trevor Lawrence, there's backup quarterbacks that are better than you. Trevor Lawrence, you're entering your 4th year, 5th year as a starting quarterback in the NFL. You've been a starter since your rookie year. You've been a starter every year since. These numbers are not acceptable. You're right up there with Daniel Jones, Trevor Lawrence, Deshaun Watson, 4 guys who are all starting quarterbacks, 4 guys who all jobs should be questionable. Definitely backups better than them, definitely rookies better than them, definitely veterans better than them. These 3 guys gotta pick it up. Trevor Lawrence, where you at? They used to do that like on Monday Night Football, so I just stole that from Monday Night Football. I'm sorry, but that's a question that needs to be answered. Where you at? Moving forward, Anthony Richardson, 654 yards, 3 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 51 completion ratio, a 60 QBR, sacked 4 times. Anthony Richardson, I feel bad for you. But I only feel bad for you because you got hurt last year around week 5, lost your entire season. This year, you get hurt around week 5. Skeptical to wonder how much time you're going to miss in your second season. So I don't know what you're doing around there in Indiana, but you got to figure it out because a guy named Gardner Minshew was winning games out there. A guy named Joe Flacco won a game out there last weekend and just brand new to the team won a game out there. So you got to figure out what's going on with you, Anthony Richardson. Will Levis, what have you done? 604 yards, 4 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 68 completion ratio, 73 QBR, sacked 15 times. Second most sacked quarterback in the NFL is no other than Will Levis of the Tennessee Titans. These numbers are terrible. The 6 interceptions, that's like among the league's highest. I think you lead the league in interceptions. That's embarrassing. You do got 4 touchdowns, so you're almost canceling them out. But at any rate, if you're 6 touchdowns and 6 interceptions and your interceptions lead the league, that's still terrible numbers. I understand this is your first year as a starting quarterback. I understand that you're just a sophomore in the NFL. But I also understand that you got to pick it up, my friend, because, again, I'm giving out a warning label to all you starting quarterbacks out there whose jobs are questionable. There are backups out there that got mega talent. Tyson Bagent is knocking down the door for a starting job. Mitchell Trubisky is knocking down the door for a starting job. Marcus Mariota says his career is not over yet, knocking on the door for a starting job. Russell Wilson knocking on the door for a starting job. There are quarterbacks around the league that want to play, guys. So for the ones that are playing and not producing, you want to pay attention because your jobs are about to get stolen from you. Moving forward, Joe Flacco, 168 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 62 completion ratio, 106 QBR, sacked twice. Did it in a game and a half. Good job, Joe. You're going to be playing today, and I'm rooting for you to win today. Let's go, Joe. Moving forward. Oh, so that was the North and South starting quarterbacks of the AFC. Now I'm going to be giving you the East and the West starting quarterbacks of the AFC. I didn't want you guys to think that I was doing this in any kind of order. I'm not doing it in order. I'm doing it in divisions. So there you go. That's the order that you're looking for, quarterbacks by division. So now that we clarified that, let's go. Patrick Mahomes, 904 yards, 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, a 69 completion ratio with a 90 QBR, sacked 7 times. So he's the least sacked starting quarterback in the NFL. Great job, Kansas City. He's almost throwing at 70%, so that's a great job, Patrick Mahomes. But the 5 interceptions, you understand that that's the second highest in the NFL. I've already listed every quarterback in the NFL thus far. I'm just now getting on you guys' division, and you're at 5 interceptions, so you might want to pick it up. Tighten up that fucking ball a little bit. And you're under 1,000 yards. There's 5 quarterbacks that are over 1,000 yards. You're not one of them, Patrick Mahomes. So, where you at? I'm just kidding, actually. I mean, your QBR says you're doing pretty good. 90 QBR, but I've seen way higher. I expect more out of you. That's why I'm giving you shit. Gardner Minshew, 877 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 71 completion ratio, 89 QBR, sacked 13 times. That's fucking awesome for a Mississippi boy. Hell yeah, I'll take those numbers. He's nearing 900 yards. He's interception for touchdown, so he's tack for tack, bop bop. Throwing at a 71 completion ratio. Gardner Minshew, you're doing good things, and I'm picking you to win today, by the way. Actually, I've always been kind of picking you. I'm not thinking that you're like an undefeated guy, but I've picked you more than I've not picked you, and today happens to be a day that I have picked you. You're doing good, Gardner Minshew. Aaron Rodgers, 849 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, 64 completion ratio, 93 QBR, sacked 10 times. I know you're old. I know you're 40. I know this is year 20, but you promised big things for the New York Jets, and you're not doing big things, Aaron Rodgers. And I always say every week, you can't never count Aaron. You can't never count Aaron. You can't never count Aaron. I always pick Aaron. I always pick Aaron. I always pick Aaron. Where are you at? You're making me look bad on my weekly picks, Mr. Rodgers. Bo Nix, 660 yards, 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions, 60 completion pass ratio, 63 QBR, sacked 4 times as the worst starting rookie quarterback in the NFL. Sorry, Bo Nix. I'm not doing it to you. You're doing it to yourself. These are your numbers that you produced, my friend. Keep that in mind. And I picked you to lose today against the Raiders. I think Gardner Minshew is going to tear that defense up. And I think your rookiness is going to allow you to get sacked. I think you're going to throw a couple of interceptions. I think the Raiders are going to blow you guys out. I'm going to call it out loud, 35-3. A whopping 35-3 Raiders. Moving forward, Josh Allen, 814 yards, 7 touchdowns, no interceptions. I fucking love that. 70% completion ratio. I also love that. 117 QBR and only sacked 5 times. Josh Allen. Only thing I would like to see you out of you, Josh Allen, I love the no interceptions. That's amazing. I love the 71 completion pass ratio. That's incredible. The QBR, 117, sounds like a fucking dream. But you haven't thrown for over 1,000 yards. So I'd like to see that happen this week. I'd like to see you break over that. Throw over 300 this weekend. And get in that 1,000 club this weekend, Mr. Allen. Justin Herbert. The most embarrassing numbers. This is another starting quarterback that should not be a starting quarterback for the other quarterbacks that I listed. 578 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, 65 completion ratio, a 96 QBR, sacked 6 times. So they're giving him plenty of protection. He's not on the dime. He's amongst the league's lowest average at passing yards. 500 fucking yards. Are you kidding me? There's 5 quarterbacks that are over 1,000. There's 6 quarterbacks in the 900s club. There's 5 quarterbacks in the 800s club. There's 1 quarterback thus far, Mr. Herbert, that is in the 500 club, and you're in it. So you are embarrassing. And I told you guys, didn't I say that the Chargers are going to be amongst the league's worst? I told you that, and I was right. These are embarrassing numbers, Justin. Just so you know. Jacoby Brissett, 536 yards. Again, embarrassing. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, a 60 completion ratio, 77 QBR, sacked 15 times. Ugly numbers. Ugly numbers. Tua Tagovailoa, 483 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 65 completion ratio, 79 QBR, sacked 4 times. Tua can't take a hit. We found that out 3 years ago, and we're being reminded this year. Miami, you need a quarterback. I've been saying that for 3 years. Maybe it's about time you fucking listen to everybody in the sports world when they tell you that you don't have a starting caliber quarterback, and you keep on saying that you do. He's proven that you don't time and time again. Tua Tagovailoa, everybody. Overrated. Skylar Thompson, the backup. 187 yards, 64 completion ratio, 79 QBR, sacked 6 times. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Ladies and gentlemen, those are your 18 quarterbacks out of the AFC. I've already given you the other 18 quarterbacks out of the NFC. So the next time you see me, in the next episode we will be breaking down the top 10 in 3 different categories. We're going to give you, top 10 by QBR. We're going to give you top 10 by completion ratio. We're going to give you top 10 by touchdowns. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up. If you like what you heard and you enjoyed what you see, always feel free to cash at me, Erick Daniel Coughlin, #Coughlin Pride. Have a nice day.